In the long run, under certain conditions that we've talked about in an earlier video, the market supply is going to be a horizontal line at the price equal to the minimum long run average cost. So if the demand curve shifts in the long run, what that's going to do is only to vary the quantity, but it's never going to be able to affect the price. So if we had a long run supply curve, that's just a horizontal line at the price P, which is like I said, the minimum average cost. Changes in the demand curve, so if we went from D1 to D2, for example, so the demand curve shifts left, the price is going to stay put. It's always going to just be that same price P, where the supply curve is a horizontal line at that price. Only thing is going to shift is we're going to go from Q1 to Q2. The quantity is going to change, but the price is not going to change. Now the short run and the long run supply curve, market supply curves, are not the same. Typically the short run supply curve is going to be upward sloping. How is this going to change things? Let's look at an example. Let's say this is the marginal cost curve for a single firm in the short run, and these are the average cost and average variable costs. Then we know that the individual firm's supply curve is going to be the portion of the marginal cost curve that's above the average variable cost. So if we add that up over a whole bunch of firms, let's say there's 20 firms in the short run, and we add up their individual supply curves, then we get the short run market supply curve. The minimum average variable cost here is $7, and at $7 the firms supply 100 units, and if we have 20 firms, then at a price of $7, those 20 firms are going to produce 2,000 units. Now let's say for sake of argument that we started in a world where the demand curve was just so that it crosses the supply curve at exactly that point. So the equilibrium is going to be price of 7, quantity of 2,000. Now all the firms are going to stay in business even though they're making a loss. The price is 7, each firm is producing 100 units, but the average cost is higher than 7. The average cost is here. So they're losing this much on each unit that they sell. So each individual firm is suffering a loss of this area. In the short run, they're going to stay in business because the price is equal to the minimum average variable cost, but in the long run, they're going to go out of business. Remember that the long run supply curve is a horizontal line at the price equal to the minimum average cost. The minimum average cost is at $10. So this long run supply curve is just a horizontal line at $10. So firms are going to start going out of business until the equilibrium quantity drops to 1,500 and the price rises to $10. So the long run price is higher and the long run quantity is lower compared to the short run. Now the relationship could be reversed too. If we started in a situation where in the short run the demand curve was such that the equilibrium price was $11, which is higher than the price at which the long run supply curve is a horizontal line, then because the price is so high, firms are going to be making profits, so more firms are going to enter, and in the long run the price is going to drop and the quantity is going to increase. So we're going to end up in the long run, we're going to end up with a higher quantity and a lower price, which is the reverse relationship that we saw with the other demand curve.